Welcome back to the SUBLIMINAL channel. 2 minutes. Sorry for the screen, y'all. All right, y'all. Welcome to the SUBLIMINAL channel. 2 minutes and counting. I don't like nothing, but I can't see nothing. Oh well, no minutes. Oh, there you go. All right, y'all. Get copyrights over with, because I'm gonna be going back and forth. Copyright disclaimer on Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Put that right there, y'all. Allowances. It's made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, and scholarship, education, and research. That use is a use permitted by the Copyright Act statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit educational tips in favor of fair use. All right, y'all. This has been extracted from the African Diaspora channel. Y'all know who owned that channel? Guy by the name of Phil Scott, or rather, Philip Scott. On this thing right here is coming to collaboration with what I'm talking about on my title, the syndrome of Willie Lynch, allegedly, fair use. But there's no allegedly for people of certain ethnic groups, persuasion, a certain one. I'll call them African American descendants to America. So, what I'm talking about now, you're about to see what he's talking about. The syndrome of Willie Lynch and how it's affected us for years upon years upon years. All right? So, this is CEO Robert Hockel. He's telling you what he had to do. I think he was either in a Texas prison, all the things he had to do, pick cotton, all kinds of stuff. How he came from nowhere. How society, the Willie Lynch syndrome, had made him the way he is. So he's suffering from the ghost of enslavement by our ancestors and the things that happened to us by the enslaved masters. All right? Fair use. So, anybody watching of another ethnic group, if you feel some type of way, this is educational. So, if you want to debate it, it's on you. This is reality. This is what happened. So, it's on you. So, if you feel some type of way, I'm about to let it rip.
And being a victim of the 13th Amendment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a good one for you today. Now, we got Brother Hockley here. Now Hockley can give you the experience of what it was like being in a prison and being a victim of the 13th Amendment. Now, we know the 13th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution bans private slavery but allows slavery by the state. So, Hockley, thank you for joining us today.
No problem. See, I appreciate being on the show, man. This is a pleasure being able to share my experience with your audience.
All right, Hockley, tell us a little bit about, growing up and how you got to the point where you are put in a Texas prison.
Well, here in America, in the States, right, of America, man, they have a system set up of poverty. And it's a vicious cycle that we are stuck in.
Okay, before you even start off, y'all, you see what you're talking about. You're talking about poverty, all right? Before you can get 4 words coming out of his mouth. He's talking about poverty, all right? And basically, he's telling the truth. Poverty is a hell of a thing, you know? It strips you of all things upwardly mobile. You can be fine one day, you can be unfine the other day. So he's showing you how, like in families of a certain ethnic group, as in African American descendants from Africa, he's showing you how certain things happen along the way when he was growing up.
What I mean by poverty, I mean like lack of resources, broken homes, and things like that. That they have put African American people into this system, social engineered this system to produce prisoners at the end of the day. And when I say prisoners, I mean, we heard of the school to prison pipeline, right? And school is an institution just like a prison. You know, what do I mean? It's certain orders, it's certain disciplinaries, it's certain rankings, it's things like that you're introduced at school that when you go to prison, you pretty much season to listen to the...
Okay, y'all. I'll let him roll it out. But in certain instances, he is right, all right? So let him roll.
White teacher. Listen to the white principal, you know, because these are your instructors.
That's allegedly, all right? Okay? All schools in America, we have black teachers too, so this is only hypothetically, allegedly, all right? So it's only his view, all right? It's not my podcast. Right here, this is Philip Scott. So this is allegedly, all right? That is his view of how he see it, all right? So let it rip.
These are your teachers, and these people become ultimately your guards, your wardens, your officers once you in prison.
Okay, that's also allegedly too, all right? This is not my viewpoint, but we do have...
I'm stuck in poverty here in America, and like I say, poverty is a lack of resources, and by not having a lack of resources and broken home, single parent home, it led me to the streets. It led me to the streets, it led me to drugs, it led me to violence, which ultimately led me to prison, right?
So y'all see that? He said he had a broken home, like his parents broke up, so he didn't know how to take it, all right? So with his parents breaking up, he just got caught up in a revolving door, right? You know, at his age or whatever, his mentality wasn't strong enough, so he got caught up in the revolving door of the streets. It's his environment, all right? It's like sometimes you get sucked into it so quick. It's like you're out of mind It's the devil's playground, all right? So he got it out of mind, all right? So it's not where you come from, it's where you're going. There are beautiful things in all neighborhoods, but some of it is clouded by trash, urine, paper, dilapidated houses, broken down cars, such things as that. So his mentality wasn't strong enough. So he got captured. All right?
Right? And here in Texas, they have over 109 prisons in the state of Texas. Now, when I say
He's right on that deal. But you need 109 prisons for. Like a damn concentration camp in Auschwitz, Germany. It's like Hitler concentration camps. What the hell do you need with 109 prisons? How about 109 trade schools? That'd be a good one. So 109 prisons seem like you want all the black males to go to prison. All right? Allegedly. So now it gets deep. All right? I had to pinpoint him out on a random single level, but now he's speaking the truth. Okay?
say that number is like 109. Let's say on the average of 109 units is 1,500 people per unit, right? So where that put us in the ballpark of 1 million people. Am I right?
1,500.
So
1,500 times 100.
So each, let us go here. So each prison has, you say just 1,500 people, or each unit has
Average. Each unit, a unit is a prison. So prisons are referred to as units.
Okay.
They are referred to as farms. They also referred to as plantations.
Okay.
Right? So you have 110 of them, over 110 units or prisons here in the state of Texas. And on average, if you did an average for each unit, you're looking at 1,500 bodies per unit, which puts you what? 100 times 1,500 is 1.5 million. Am I correct or am I wrong?
And if not, the mathematicians are correct in the comments.
Yeah.
You know how that goes.
I just want to preference that also.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that. I humbly come before your audience and the people. I'm not a scholar, right? I graduated 8th grade. The system say I dropped out. I like to say I'm an 8th grade graduate. I graduated 8th grade Central Middle School. I come humbly with an 8th grade education, but I also come with a degree in messing up, right? I come with 45 years of wisdom, 45 years of experience. And this experience and this wisdom that I'm sharing is about when I was 17 to I was 25 in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, also referred to as the belly of the beast.
Well, let me ask you something, because you mentioned something that I had to hone in on. You say you grew up in a single parent household.
Single parent household.
Okay. So what happened to your father?
Nothing happened to him physically. What happened was, as I grew older, I grew to understand that my father changed his life. He wanted a change of environment. Him and my mother, relationship-wise, didn't work, and he went on to another city and ended up getting married, ended up graduating college, ended up doing a lot of.
Yeah, see right there. Ain't nothing happened to his father. His father wanted a better life. Him and Mama, they broke up. All right. So on that note, he was lost in the wilderness. He was a lost lioness. I might say lion cub in the wilderness. All right, in the jungle. Since his father, the great lion, wasn't around to show him the way, the lion cub could make it. So y'all see how strong it is to have powerful male statues and black male life. Alright? He's showing you at this moment live in real time.
Things to where once he did that, he could help me out later in life. But if my father is poor, my mother is poor, I can't help but be poor. Right? But he...
See that? You got that? Mm-hmm. So his father said he's not going to be stuck in poverty. So he moved on to better and greener pastures. Not as in trying to get another woman, but he wanted a better life. I'm pretty sure that came on later in life. Alright? So you can't blame his father.
Went off to find a way.
So when you started to get into, different things that get you in trouble, what age you felt your mom could really control you no more? What age?
Well, I can remember a time when I was 12. I got arrested at 13, but I do remember a time around 12 or 13, my mother just gave up as a woman.
You see that? At 12 and 13. So who are the strongest ones now? I think it's the male in the society. But the women, they always keep the children away from the males. That's how the system is set up. They know the lion is going to be the strongest or going to overtake the pride. And what I mean by pride is family. All right? So at 12 years old, she gave up on him. You heard me? So that was it for him. Because the woman is the teacher of the family. All right? And the father is the guider and the teacher. So he got two roles. The guide, the leader, and the mother is the teacher. So the father is the leader and somewhat the teacher too. So she wasn't stronger than he was. So let her rip.
Woman working 2 jobs to provide in the 80s, early 90s. She just gave up. I remember her telling me that I'm not whooping you no more. I'm done whooping you. You too grown. I'm wore out from whooping. So I'm not whooping.
You got that? You see? Whooping from a woman wasn't doing no good. He was tearing her body down. She was tired of beating him down to a pulp. Mm-hmm. That's how it go. Whooping is not going to do no good. Because actions are stronger than just standing there expelling all your energy towards them. You're doing nothing. You're just expelling every lick. It's a lick of negativity to them. Mm-hmm. So the other actions are stronger than just weapons. Take away the cell phone. Don't give him money. Make him sleep on the freaking floor. Wash the dishes. Clean out the house. Rake the yard. Cut the grass. Sweep the floor. Dust the furniture. Those are heavy actions that will make them change their mind.
So me having that memory, when I look back on it, that was her giving up. Not get.
So she did it in the wrong way, right? Instead of her just whooping him, she made that joker stay inside of the house, do all kind of chores. By the time you're thinking about going outside, everybody's going back inside. He ain't got nobody to hang around with. It's too freaking late. He done missed all his friends. You got it? The thinker have to outthink the preteen thinker. All right?
Giving up on me, but giving up on the system of putting all this energy into correcting me. She did what every other mother would do. She gave it to the Lord. She just said her prayers and prayed over me. And that's what normally happens in the, in the ghetto or in poverty like that. So 12 or 13.
It's alleged, y'all. This is only his view of what happened in his life. All right? We're not speaking for all Native African Americans, descendants over here from Africa. All right? And the one that was already here, the FBAs. All right? For the rep.
And I've always said a lot of my, commentaries, at least on other channels, that a lot of times I cringe when I see boys being raised with single mothers because of what you just said. When you get to about that 12, 13, 14, they can't do nothing with them no more. That's why it's very important that dads be there. If you're not the mom, at least have a great relationship with the mom who say, hey, he wild out. Or matter of fact, if you like boys in the hood, take him and live with you, and you need to raise it. Because I firmly believe that men need to take their sons at certain ages if they're not with the mom and say, hey, go live with your daddy because he can teach you how to be a man and keep you behind out of trouble.
You have to. Boys in the Hood is a great documentation and a great story about our life here in the diaspora of America. Being stuck here. That's a great documentation, a great view that we went through in the 90s. And you're exactly right. My mother couldn't do anything with me, man. Not to say she wasn't a smart woman, not to say she wasn't a hardworking woman. The system was engineered to remove my daddy and oppress her to push me to prison. How else do you get 1 million people into a prison system? 110 plus prisons, right? Where does the inventory come from?
Y'all see that right there? Y'all see them boys walking like that? Remind me of slaves, all right? Mm-hmm. Y'all see all them boys lying up like that? All them black boys walking in prison? They look like slaves, enslaved young boys. All them motor scooters ain't monsters, Some of them, they do wild stuff over the top. Some of them like how they extreme, But they lost, They got gulped up from greed of America, the corporate system, all right? They want us. They eat young black boys up like crocodiles. Every young black boy in there is a commodity, all right? He's an asset. Prisons are on the stock market. They are assets. Okay? Every person in there making somebody rich. Whether it be a private prison builder or a person that own the prison that own like record companies and stuff. Allegedly. So with this music that we got, it's totally trash, right? Allegedly. Well, hell no. It is trash. Damn it, allegedly. It just sucked up their minds. The rap music of today, I call it murder rap. Got them in a trance. They're stuck. These black boys these days, they're like in a trance. They're like a spiral of nothingness, a fog. All I can see is a gun putting 100,000 bands down their arm. I call that the staff of death. No matter who on TV or YouTube or Facebook, once you put the 100 bands down your arm, the next week, that person is going to be dead. I call it the staff of death because somebody's always watching you. They say you got that much money, somebody in the jungle is going to be stronger than you, but they want to take it from you. And the people with that power, they put those bands down their arms like that. And most of the young rappers. I call it the staff of the rod, the staff of death. Okay? For these young guys right here, they're dumb, man. You know, they're ignorant. They don't listen to nobody, especially no women. But they listen to men, though. But you're stupid. They're crash test dummies, all right? They're open for experiment. All of them are damn crash test dummies. These rappers, these young rappers, they're open for experiments on them. They're nothing but crash test dummies. These head of these CEOs or these record companies, they know it. Their mind is more stronger than theirs. They're more wiser. They're only crash test dummies. They're gonna crash out in the end. But where there's a will, there's a way. Things never change. I'll stay the same. Long as the sun rises, there's hope. All right? So let it rip.
It has to come from the households that are broken today. It's a child today that they need to fill this prison up with in 10 years. It's a child that's 13. In 4 more years, he's going to be eligible to have one of those bunks in 4 years. Because in the state of Texas, you could be sentenced to prison and go to adult prison at 17. That's the legal age. But they sentence you here in Texas as early as 14.
Y'all hear that? Don't stand a damn chance, all right? At 14, he's sentenced to be up the road, all right? So you take 4 years off of that 14, you're like 10 years old, okay? You got it? You're barely out of elementary school. You got it? So, it's like, what did I just say? It's like, once you're born, a baby, they're ready to eat you alive, like a crocodile, allegedly. So let it rip.
14 years old, they will sentence you to prison. That's how desperate these people are to fill in that system or fill in that bump of those 110 units.
And
I like to let you know that wherever he said from his point, I never watched this video as long as this. If I say the same thing that he said, I never watched this video. Going in at this point, I think. I can't even remember what he said when it first started off. If I say things before him and he said, y'all know what time it is. All right?
now the Texas prisons, are they private, state? Like, are they mostly private? Like,
Well, when they started out, they was privately owned by the state. Of course, as business started booming and every town wanted a prison, you gotta understand, when you look up Texas prison, they in towns we never heard of. Have you ever heard of Paris, Texas?
I did it one time.
One time.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Tennessee Colony?
No.
Okay. Have you ever heard of Love Lady, Texas?
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. They are in these country incorporated towns where the biggest structures are the prisons. The biggest structure in town is the prison. So once it became a business and they realized that they could monetize this and they could also bring economies to desolate.
It's on the stock market, right? I haven't listened to it to this point. It's on the stock market, right? Prisons are publicly traded entities on the stock market. All right? You got it?
Places, right? They start privatizing it, and it's on the stock market.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. What the hell I told you? Y'all know what time it is. Think I'm dumb, huh? Think I'm dumb, all right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
it's on
it
the
is.
stock market. We are like, and they're doing the Atlantic slave trade. We are what they call it, chattel.
Yeah.
Cattle.
Mm-hmm.
We are that. We are inventory. In the state of Texas or in America, state of Texas just perfected it. Here in California, have a system there.
What he's trying to say is that we are publicly traded indices or publicly traded commodities, all right? That's what he's trying to say. But he don't know what it really means, all right? Okay?
Has perfected this and keeps this thriving.
Okay, so we're gonna definitely get to the prison part. We're gonna lead up to that.
We up there.
So you're out there in the streets, getting in trouble, wilding out. Why you felt that the need to go to the streets to do that to make money? Or you looking for maybe some other male, people be with role models? Like what were you looking for in the street?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, when you have no guidance as a kid, right? Like I had a mother, she was a provider, right? She did what she can to guide me, but I'm being influenced like any and every other kid, like social media does us today. I was influenced because I was living in the projects or in this environment where other kids are going through the same thing that I am going through. And it was fine up until probably the age of 10 or 9 when crack cocaine hit our community.
Uh-oh. There you go. You see? There we go. He is a crack baby. All right? Mm-hmm. Now that he used crack, he's from the crack baby era. 1986. The stuff that was put in black neighborhood, and I think that was Long Beach, California. 1984, 85, 86. Crack was dumped in California. Then it went to Miami. From the West Coast to the southern shores of Miami. You think I'm playing? This what fucked everything up. Excuse me, YouTube. Allegedly. Crack was instruction of the black family. Partially. It was a disease. It was hell. Some odd 30 years now. It made his mark. stronger than the epidemic called AIDS. Allegedly. Excuse me, YouTube. You know, I had to say that. Allegedly. Yes, allegedly. All right. Let it rip. All right, y'all. So, I'm going to say a couple more words, and I'm going to cut it like in the middle. This is too long for me to keep going, but I got to cut it. All right?
Now, you may remember a time like me. I can remember a time when it wasn't crack.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And then next thing you know is, oh, he on that crack. Or
Yeah.
it's crack. So, I mean, from my experience and the timeline that I was growing up to, it was all fine until crack cocaine hit the community, and we was forced pretty much to fend for ourselves. You know, I mean, we go from having no money to you can have all this money, and you got all these Caucasians, Mexicans, and black people running up to you asking you, do you have crack? Willing to exchange the one thing you haven't had. They wouldn't exchange for you this money, right?
Actually, it was a blessing and a curse. It was a feast. It was a famine. Only if we could have just saved all that money, hid it, put it on the stock market. All the black young guys and girls, and bought up tons and tons and tons and tons of stock dividends from here to eternity with those thousands upon thousands and thousands of dollars. It would have cracked the damn stock market wide open. Like my grandmother would say, she always say, it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. Like she was telling me, don't look at the person, look at the thing. The thing that she's doing is only a entity of survival. And the person is only a vessel that's doing the thing. So what she was telling me was, in this world, you don't know who do things that is never seen, and the people that you see, you think they're straight up people, but some things they do because they have to do it. I know it. She was telling me that. She didn't really know how to say it. She was telling me that people, like you see, like upper remote people, black, white, yellow, red, whatever. She said, it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. She was damn right. Like always. Let her up.
So it's gonna be very hard for me to say no.
Yeah.
Now I can have money. All I have to do is get this drug, and then you gotta think the drugs are given to people that's 17. I'm thinking I'm buying drugs and dealing with somebody that's a dog. He's 21. He's a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Selling to another kid.
There we go. What I just said. Mm-hmm. Blessing and a curse. Blind leading the blind. You gotta have the end game or where you want to do with all that money. With the blessing and the curse. All right?
And that just led to a snowball effect of violence, ignorance, murders, and things that just led us to prison.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm going to stop it right there. As far as I'm going to go. Now, with this Willie Lynch thing, that's what Willie Lynch. I don't got to go no further. When he said murder, that's what Willie Lynch wanted us to do. Black on black crime. He wanted us to kill each other forever. So we don't have to do nothing to him in the modern times. He came over here from the West Indies and Brazil. He had a dossier in his book he gave to the slave masters how to control us. He controlled us through separation, and once he did that, it's like once you separate them, they don't know each other, they don't stick together. It's like they're gonna figure out, like each one of us become aliens toward each other. It's like, I don't know you, what you come over to me for, what you want from me. It's like we like afraid of each other. So he was right. And he would show the slave master how to beat us in front of our women and beat us down almost to the inch of death. And sometimes he would make horses like break our limbs sometimes with ropes, the male mandingos in front of the women. So he had a great plan in that dossier book from Brazil. And that book continues to this day. I wish I could find the original dossier from these generational plantation owners. That book is floating around here. The Willie Lynch dossier from Brazil, the West Indies. I'm telling you, Willie Lynch was a mastermind. He was a true scientist. He might have been a plantation owner, but he was an astrophysicist in his workings. He was a specimen of technology when it comes to the plantation. There's nobody smarter than him. That dossier book continues to this day. You got these young kids living in a spiral of nothingness. They see each other. They want to kill each other. But they don't know that they were roaming around in the concrete jungle on the same pavement. It's like if you got on better clothes than that person, you don't got enough money. It's like that person look down on you. So it's made like they just want to talk about each other and find each other. But the kids don't know they're suffering from the Willie Lynch syndrome. All right? These kids are spiraling around in a dream world of spiraling death, of the Willie Lynch syndrome. They make them be jealous, hatred, and envy of each other. And they know deep inside they're breaking the treaty of the Akasha Records. They're not that spiritual to know where they come from. in Africa. They have just broken the records and beyond. All right? So, there it is, y'all. So these kids these days, in a whirlwind of spiraling death, all right? There's no hope for them. These damn gang members, they had a lost cause, all right? They're stuck at a bottomless pit of death. The stuff that they do when they murder each other, they head to the bottomless pit of hell. Allegedly. It's just a metaphor, but they're ignorant. All they want to do is listen to murder rap and kill each other. It's like, don't you know when you wake up in the morning, your night will never be the same. You're a freaking murderer. All right? You'll never be able to see your family again. You're in jail for 30 years on up. So, just because a person got walked in your neighborhood, you don't know the person. It could be another gang member. The person could be going to his grandma's house in your neighborhood. You know the person you went to school with. Y'all just in different gang. You never talk to him again after that. Y'all don't got no beef with him. Y'all just stuck on the spiraling fog of death from the Willie Lynch syndrome back eons ago. The generational curse that happened to you. You are ignorant to even know it. It was set upon us by a warlock called Willie Lynch. All right. So, this has been education about enslavement of modern society, of young black males. And this has been a documentary extracted from Philip Scott, aspirin, the African diaspora. And he's a great content influencer, YouTuber. And I'd like to give him great props. Y'all give him great props too. Philip Scott. This had been extracted from his channel. And y'all give him props. Thumbs up. There we go. Got 50,000 views in a matter of weeks. And thank you for watching my channel. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'm out. You have been watching the Verbal Antidote channel. And thanks to the T-Bag Nation. Thanks for watching.